Hello, this is Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and this video is going to be a little different than what I've been putting up lately. It is related to flying drones, but it's also more directed towards the folks who do programming using MySQL database language and creating tables and databases and all that stuff. That's the main purpose of this video. But just because I happen to have a database that is designed for drone users, I thought maybe I will remind people that it's available. Generally, we don't need it with bebops, but with other drones, even small ones, you might want to remember this. So if you go to MrKent.com and go over here on the right and click on the, or don't even have to click on it, come down here to UAV Pilot Logbook. And that will get you to this page, which is the page where if you want to have a logbook for your drone, this is free, and you can keep track of all your flights. That way, if you're accused of something that you haven't done, you'll have a log of it. Now, I know that you don't really need that if you're flying a light drone, or if you've got your bebop database that you can get to with the flight data manager. But anyway, you might even want to even consider using this anyway, because if you crash your drone, there's nothing sent up to the Parrot database. So what you would do here is you would log in, and hopefully I'll get this right this time. No, that's not it. This is going to be this guy here. Okay. And so here we are on my login page, and you can see that I ran a database test earlier just to make sure everything was working. And here's the flight that I did with my little Blade Nano, and then here's some Bebop 2 flights that I did, because when I first got my Bebop, I didn't realize that there was a record being kept on the Parrot cloud. And then of course you can go up here, you can record a new flight session, print your logbook, complete unfinished data, which we'll try here in a little while, and make a correction. So this is the page that is good for your desktop computer. I also have one which is, let's see, where is it? Is it this guy? No, is it this guy? Yeah, for your phone. And so if you've got your account set up, when you get out there, you click on Login, and hopefully this is going to work. And we'll click Submit. And when you get that done, the Start button is going to show up. So you click that, and now it's recording the time with your password and username and all stuff. So on your smartphone or your tablet, now you've got the time started with the date and everything. So then if you don't close this down, when you get through, you can come back and you can hit stop, and it will record the time that you were flying, and you can go home and finish filling out the log. So we'll close that because we don't want to get confused here. Now we'll go back to this. So if we take a look here, I'm going to log in, I hope, and we'll take a look at our database, and you can see that down here we have some unfinished entries. The one that I just did is right here, and so we need to finish filling that in, and I'm not going to take time here, but this is where I would go to complete an unfinished data entry. And so you come down here and you type everything in, and I've got a little backwards, but over here you would click on the next button, and that would record the information into the database. Okay, so that's available, it's free, and we'll leave that up for now, and we will let me see, let's do this. Okay, so we're through. Now what I want to do now is to talk to you about the MySQL database. Let's say that you have, okay, so this is the database programmer people, all right? Let's say that you have a database with a whole lot of records in it, and you don't always want to look at the whole thing, you just want to look at the last few records. And there's a smart way and a not so smart way, and I always like the not so smart ways because I'm not so smart. And the smart way is to, if you Google and look for like the last 10 records in a table. Let's say you just want to look at the last 10. You don't want to look at the whole thing. Or in our case, we're gonna program for this this table that we were looking at. So we're going to look for the last 3. But there's several things on here about how to go about getting the last few records. And let's see, there's one that I was going to show you here, I think. Okay, we'll do this one here. I think this is a good one. Okay, so if you, let's say, for instance, you're working for Chase Bank. Then you would use this kind of stuff because you don't want to load the whole table if you just want to look at the last few records. So you would use this kind of a query on your database, and you'd use a sub query and do a lot of programming in, and you would have what you're looking for. So that's what you do if you're working with a great big database. Now, MySQL PHP database that I have one on my website that has over 20,000 records, and I can bring that database up in just fractions of a second. So what I'm going to show you will work on even a very large database, but if it's a huge database like Walmart's or Chase Bank or something like that, you would want to go here and use the fancy code. All right, so let's go back here to, where are we? We're here. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to reprogram this table so that we just see the last 3 records, okay? So if you're a programmer, you're going to have some kind of a code writing program. This is Dreamweaver, and I'm on the page here that calls up the table that we look at, and of course it depends on who the user is, because what we do is we're going to select from table where username is equal to user and password is equal to password. So where I typed in my username and password, it's going to draw that information out of the table just for me. Okay, so we're going to go down now all the way down here to where that data is displayed, and we'll get there pretty soon. Down here somewhere. Let's see. Okay, here it is. And of course, when we're going to create a table, we start with this code right here, which says this variable here is variable I, from the time that variable I equals 0 until it's less than the total number. That's just the name that we give for the total number, and we just keep adding until we get to the end. And like if there's 20,000 records, well then it goes until it gets this number here, 20,000. But if we just want to look at the last few records, which we're going to do on my little database here, is instead of saying starting from 0, we're going to type in for I equals num minus 3. Okay? So we're not going to start printing off the database or the table until we get 3 records from the end. So we'll go ahead and we'll save that. And then we'll come over here to our FTP, File Transfer Protocol. And I think I'm on the right one here. Yeah, let me see. Okay, we'll come down here to our log and we'll upload it. And now we'll go look at our database. Okay, we're going to refresh, and we should get the last 3 records, which we do. So that's a pretty easy way to get the last 3 records in a table rather than writing a whole bunch of extra code. And it's quick and simple. Let's, just for review, let's go back in and refix it. So we're going to change that from num minus 3. We're going to change it to 0, but we're just going to click on undo to save time, and then we'll save it, and then we'll upload it, and then we will come back here and we'll look at it again, and we get the whole database. Come on, give me the whole database. Oh, there, I got to click on that. Okay. So there we go. Now we got the whole database, and we will return. As you can see down here at the bottom, the blank places are waiting to be filled in. So we'll fill those in, and then we'll click on the next button, and that will add the extra stuff to the database. Let's just do this. Let's just make 3434, 3434, 3434, 3434, 3434, 3434. Go back here to the next button, and that should take us to the entire thing. And so here's our updated entries on our database. So I hope this has been helpful. It's a little bit confusing because the drone guys are going to like this. Some of them will, some of them won't. And the MySQL programmers hopefully will like it. And it's here to help. And I want to thank you for watching. And God bless.